Good morning, everyone. Today I am going to present to my case study on the Corporate Governance Index of John Keells Hotels PLC. This company is one of the leading hotel operators in Sri Lanka and the Maldives. My study focused on how well the company followed good governance practices from the year 2020 to 2024. Corporate governance is very important because it helps companies grow in the long run while also keeping the trust of shareholders, employees, customers, and the community. Through this project, I create a special index to measure how well the company followed governance principles and use it to track change over the 5 years. The main aim of my study was to design a corporate governance index that fits John Keys Hotels PLC. Using this index, I look at how the company's governance improved or changed over time. I also compared their practices with international standards like the OECD principles of corporate governance. Finally, I found out the company's strengths and weaknesses and gave some useful recommendations for improvements. John Keats Hotels PLC is a listed company on the Colombo Stock Exchange. It manages well-known hotel brands like Cinnamon Hotels and Resort. These hotels serve many kind of guests from tourists to business travelers both in Sri Lanka and Maldives. The company is also known for caring about the environment and the community. They try to reduce plastic use, support local people, and focus on sustainability. This shows that they are not only thinking about profit but also about making a positive impact on society and nature. To build the corporate governance index, I use five key areas. The first is the board of directors. This look at how independent and diverse the board is and whether the board communities are doing their job. The second is transparency and disclosure. Here I look at the how clearly the company shares its financial and non-financial information. The third is audit and risk management. This checks if the company is managing risk properly and its internal and external audits are done correctly. The fourth pillar is shareholder rights. This is about whether shareholders are treated fairly and given the right to vote and access information. The fifth and final pillar is executive remuneration, which means whether the pay to top managers is fair and connected to their performance. The study is based on three main theories. The first one is agency theory, which says that managers should act in the best interest of shareholders. The second is stakeholder theory, which tells us that companies should also think about other groups like employees, customers, and the local community. The third is stewardship theory, which believes that managers are responsible leaders who want the company to succeed. These theories help me understand the role of corporate governance in real business situations. I also studied best practices used around the world. The most useful were the OECD principles, which talk about having a strong and active board, protecting shareholder rights, being transparent, and consideration all shareholders. This global standard help companies build trust and perform better in the long run. For this study, I used a quantitative method. I gave each part of the governance system a score. If the company did not follow a rule, it got 0. If it partially followed the rule, it got 1. It is fully followed the rule, it got 2. I have more weighted in important areas like the board and transparency. Then I use annual report from 2020 to 2024 to collect the information and calculate the CGI score each year. This study is useful for many people. For investors, it helps them make better decisions by showing how trustworthy the company is. For regulators, it shows where rules are working well and where new policies may be needed. For the company itself, it shows what they are doing well and what they should improve. For academic and student, the index model can be used to study other companies in similar industries. At the end of the study, I gave a few recommendations. I suggest that John Keys Hotels PLC should continue to be transparent and open with its reports. They should improve how they involve different stakeholders in decisions. They also need to focus more on ESG practices, meaning environment, social, and governance matters. In conclusion, this corporate governance index helped me measure how John Keys Hotels PLC performance in important areas like leadership, fairness, and transparency. The company is clearly improving and moving in the right direction. However, with some more effort in key areas, they can reach even higher standards. Thank you